Hello everyone, so in this video we are going to learn how to create Airtable records for Zoho Forms submission, which means as soon as a form is submitted that you have created using Zoho Form Builder, then all that data of the submitted form will be recorded in your Airtable as a record. Here we will integrate these two applications in such a way that in this automation by Pabbly Connect, our trigger will be the new response by Zoho Forms and our action will be to create a record via Airtable. Let us learn how to do that. So let us learn that how you can create a record in Airtable of all the submissions that you receive in this Zoho form. So let us quickly sign in into our account so that we will reach this place where I can see all the applications provided by Pabbly. And we are going to use Pabbly Connect to create this automation. Click on Access Now. That will take me to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Reaching here, you will see a big blue button on your right side where it's written Create Workflow. Click on the button and give a suitable name to your workflow. I'm going to name it as Create record in Airtable for Zoho form submissions. Click on Create and then a blank workflow will be created for you like you can see on your screen. You will be able to see trigger and action, the two major modules of Pabbly Connect on which the complete workflow runs. Now here we have to open our Zoho Forms and Airtable, both the applications in separate tabs, so that you can successfully connect these applications with Pabbly Connect and also do the changes that are required to create this workflow in these applications. So let us understand the functioning of this automation. Trigger says when this happens and action says do this, which means that the trigger will be the first application where the event is going to take place manually, or we can also say that we are going to perform the event. For example, here our trigger application is going to be Zoho Forms. The reason being the form submission will trigger this workflow and that will make sure that the action application, which is Airtable, will create a record of that form submission. So like you can see over here, I have created this form for project submission. So in a class, whenever a student does a submission of a project, so to keep a record, we are creating this form. Now the student is supposed to fill the first name, last name, the topic of the project and the class. Alright, now this is the project submission. And here in our Airtable, the base name is project tracker, which means it will keep the track of all the students who have done the submission. So if they have done the submission, they will fill the form and it will be recorded over here in the first name, last name, topic and class fields in the same way that I have created for my forms. Now what I have to do is integrate Zoho Forms and Airtable because there is no different type of integration for both these applications. We are using Pabbly Connect as a bridge. So let us choose our trigger event, which is going to be new form submitted. It triggers whenever a new form is submitted. Now, in order to get all the information of this form, because we need to transfer the information from Zoho Forms to Project Tracker, that is Airtable, then we need to first fetch the information to our Pabbly Connect workflow from Zoho Forms. For that, we need this Webhook URL. So this Webhook URL acts as a bridge between Pabbly Connect and Zoho Forms. And whenever this trigger event is done, which means whenever a new form is submitted, then we will receive all the data of the submitted form here as a response, and it will be further transferred to Airtable and will be recorded over here. So we will use this Webhook URL to connect Zoho Forms and Pabbly Connect. These are the instructions given to you. We are going to follow these and connect them. So first of all, copy this Webhook URL from here, go to your forms and come to this builder page of your Zoho Forms. Here you will find integrations in the menu. Click on the button, scroll down and you will find webhooks. Because you are using a Webhook URL, we will here click on configure webhook and paste the Webhook URL in this empty field. The content type is application/JSON, which is given to you over here, so you do not need to remember this. You can just simply read from here and follow the steps. Now you have to give parameters, which are the name of your fields. Like I will write over here first name and I will choose the field first name. So the first name will come over here. Click on this plus button and similarly I will enter the last name and choose the field, and you have to do this with all the fields. And here I have added parameters. After adding parameters, we have to click on Save button, which means our integration will be complete. Click on Save and our integration is done. Coming back to our builder, we have to go to Access Form so that we can open this form in a separate tab and here we can fill it. Coming back to our workflow, we will see that it is waiting for a webhook response, which means we have to do a sample submission of the form. So go to the project submission form and I will make a sample entry over here. This is the first name, last name. This is my topic and the class is 10th. Click on submit and the form is submitted. We come here to Pabbly Connect and wait for the webhook response, which will give us the complete details of the form submitted. And here we have the response received. Right in front of you, you have topic, last name, first name and class. And these are the same details that we filled over there. So, which means that we can now transfer this information to our Airtable. So close this window. Our trigger application has done the work successfully. Now we will come here to Airtable and the action event will be to create a record. Click on connect and add new connection. You have to enter a token over here and you have to generate that token. So how to generate that token? Again, this is the help text given to you. You have to follow these and first of all click on this developer hub link. It will take you to the developers page of Airtable where you can create a token. Click on this plus button and give a token name. I'm going to name it as Zoho Forms. You have to add scope and access. So all of these data is given over here. Here are 7 scopes and 1 based for all workspaces option. So similarly, look from here, cross check again and again and add scopes. So let me do it. Data read and write, then comments read and write, then we have schema based read and write, and in the end we have Webhook manage. So these are the all scopes. No need to remember. You can cross check from your workflow. Then access to all current and future bases and all current and future workspaces. Click on create token and this is the created token. Copy this from here and paste it in your token field. Click on save and then your connection with Airtable will be successful. Now we have to fill in these fields which are base ID, table ID and the other details like title, phone number, date, currency and all that. Now these are the fields we don't know how they have come because our columns are these. So we have to choose the correct table over here, the base ID. So which is the base ID project tracker. Once the base ID is changed, all the details related to that will also change. Now project tracker, again you can refresh this design projects going back. See there are so many one. So you have to select the test one. There are so many tables over here. We have to select the test one in project tracker. And here you have to look from this drop down menu which is test and this is the one we are working upon. We have chosen the correct table over here so that it is not going to change the base ID and table ID. Every time a Zoho form submission is received, then this base and this table will be filled. And here we have first name, last name, topic and class. These are the fields that we have it over here. So make sure you put in the correct details of the base and the table ID right here. Now we have to just simply map the data. So what is mapping is actually taking data from the previous step to the next step and that is what is transferring. So when you click on any empty field, it will ask you to insert data from the previous step. So the previous step was Zoho Forms and they give you a drop down menu of all the responses that you have received from the trigger application. So we can map directly, like I am entering the first name as Jane over here, but I did not type it manually. This is mapped, which means every time a new form is submitted, a new response will be received from this webhook and then that will be mapped over here. In case of last name, we will have the last name here and then similarly the topics, the topic was biodiversity and the class we will map as 10th. Click on save and send test request and you will see that yes, it is done. First of all, look for error. There is no error. They give you an ID and a created time, which means the creation is done. We close this window for Airtable and go back to our Airtable to check have we created a record or not. Here is our Airtable and see the first name, last name, topic and class is entered. So every time a new form is submitted, let us do that again. We will do a sample submission to check that can we create a record like this with the help of this automation. And submit. I have done another submission. I'll go back to my Airtable and wait for the response to arrive over here. Or what else you can do is refresh this page so that it will be visible soon. And here is our data. See, demo student, topic and class is entered. This is the same that we entered for this sample submission, which means this is the whole workflow. I hope this helped. Not just these applications, but you can integrate many other applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any issue regarding Pabbly, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any doubts regarding our pricing, then you can connect us through this given website. If you found this video helpful in any way, then make sure to share this with your friends and colleagues to make their life easier by creating automations. We will meet in the next video. Till then, do not forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.